Hail brothers and sisters, my name is Captain Meatshield and welcome back to Satisfactory. I've been running the numbers on what I can do with this steel setup, and for the coal mines that we've got, I've overclocked them a little bit so that we can get enough coal for 10 foundries, so that's 450. So there's going to be a little bit of fiddling around with stuff. I think both of these have been overclocked to produce a little, ever so slightly over 225. So one of these will feed 5 foundries. We've got a mine over there. There's one somewhere in there. I think it's where that beacon is. It's a bit hard to spot. And there's one over there as well. They've all been adjusted and overclocked to get us 450 as well. But it's going to involve a little bit more fiddling around with the belts in order to split that properly. But we can worry about that at a later date. I've also run all the numbers on what machines we're going to be able to support with this. So, down we go. Nice. So, what I ultimately want is 2 machines producing motors. That will get us 10 per minute. And then 3 machines producing encased industrial beams. And that will get us 18 a minute. The encased industrial beams are going to be nice and easy, because we need 5 machines making steel beams, and 6 constructors making concrete. I've worked out all of the inputs as well, so we need, how much limestone? 270, so a full Mark III belt to produce enough or to get enough limestone to fill this. So that might be a little bit of a tall order. If we can find enough limestone nodes, I know we've got a normal one over there. I don't know. The rest of these beacons are all for this lot, which is going to be a mess. But we can go looking for the resources once we've got everything else set up, I think. So then, yeah, we got 2 machines to make motors. We need 4 making stators, 5 assemblers making rotors. Then to feed all that, we need 6 constructors making wire. 3 making steel pipe to support the stator production, but then we've got another 2 added on to that in order to help use up the rest of the steel ingot supply, so that we've got overproduction on stuff. We've got overproduction on the steel pipes, we're going to have some overproduction on the steel beams, so it's all going to be fine. And then we need 13 constructors making screws, because we need 500 a minute to produce enough rotors. This is also going to overproduce, because we need something like 12.3 or something like that. And then, in order to support all of this, we need 16 constructors making iron rods, which again I think is going to be another overproduction. But, yeah, that should be fun. We then need 3 smelters making copper ingots, and 8 making iron ingots, meaning we need 240 additional iron ore on top of the 450 we need for the steel. So that's 690. That's going to be fun to try and find. And then 90 copper ore. That's not going to be a problem at all, because we've got a copper node over there. We could slap a Mark I miner on it and overclock it to 150, or even put a Mark II on it and underclock it to 75%. That might not be a bad idea. And when did you come back, you cheeky little boy? Not on. But I've also put little containers around. These have got all of the materials needed for craft or for constructing all of the machines. So that box is for all the smelters, this one's for all of the constructors, and then this one over here is for the assemblers. So I've got things somewhat organised. I kind of planned ahead, and those 2 boxes there have got concrete in them. So I think we might be okay. So yeah, I need 8 smelters for iron ingots and 3 for copper. So I think what we'll do, we'll start with the smelting and the basic, kind of production means there. I'll try and do all of this down on the same floor as the foundries. We should have enough space. Though we may have to play around with things a little bit. Do I want the arse hanging out the back, or do I want it falling over the front? We'll put it over the front. Right, so that's 8 for the iron, which could be supported by a Mark III belt for all of the inputs and outputs. So that's no problem. I could maybe... oh, yeah, I forgot. Concrete. Need that for building platforms. Let's just load up on as much as we can. Might stick the copper out this side. In fact, let's get ourselves some extra concrete, or some additional concrete that I'm not going to be able to pick up because... fucking reasons. Yeah. Do this with some larger foundations. Ooh, coming down. Ow. Oh, that hurt. Not a wise decision on my part. And we could go 1, 2, 3 for the smelters for copper. And I think that will do nicely. Right. Down we go. Let's get recipes set, so that we don't have to worry about those. And then we can start looking at the next floor. I'll worry about where belts are going and all that nonsense once we've plotted out all of the machinery. So I'll get all the constructors in, build up a floor, get all the assemblers in, and then we'll worry about the logistics and power. I think I'm going to have to move this, because it's kind of getting in the way. But let's have a look at constructors. So I need 5 for steel beams, 6 for concrete. I'm trying to figure out what I want to start with, because it might make sense to start with what we have most of, because we need 16 for iron rods. They're the largest amount that we need so far. I'm going to take these away, get rid of these, because they're sorted. I'll leave the beacons with the inputs there, just so I know how many resources I need to go looking for. But otherwise, get something off the to-do list. So all of this, again, can be supported on a Mark III belt, because it's 240 in. So, how can we arrange this? Let's get up here. And we'll say... I need production constructors. I might have to start building out over this thing. Whether I've got... oh, ow. I probably could have done with bringing this up an extra few meters. Because, yeah, that's gonna just go straight through that massive lump of rock, and it's really gonna fuck up with all the belts. Although if I'm gonna be, raising the belts up as much as I can, it might not be too much of a problem. I don't know, we'll try and work with it. Let's see what we can do. Actually, how many of these rod constructors need to go into screws? That's my question. It's going to be 8 and a bit. So... okay. So if I were to set up, say, 9 of these, producing for the screws, we could do something similar to what we did with the cable. Because these are going to be... is it 1 of these, or 2 of these to 3? Yeah, these need 10 a minute, these produce 15. So 2 of these will support 3 of these. And I need 13 constructors making screws. Which is kind of awkward, but manageable. Okay. New plan, and we have something like this. So, like we did with the wire and cable, we'll have 2 constructors merging onto a single belt, and then this will split 3 ways, go to these 3 constructors, and that will produce 120 screws a minute. So that's a full Mark II belt that can then just remerge and go off to wherever the fuck it needs. Yeah, okay. And then what I might do, if we merge these on this side, I can send them off that way or wherever the fuck else. So 2 of these feeding into this would produce 240, which is just under half of what we need. But once they merge in like this, we can just slap it onto a Mark III belt. That can all fuck off in this direction. We'll just mirror this on the other side. There we go. So that's 4 rods into 6 screw constructors. It's not a bad start. And then we can just do a similar thing going off this way. It's going to be that last kind of, that 13th screw constructor that's going to be the pain in the arse. Oh, fuck. Oh, I upset myself. Whoops. Yeah, it's all going to merge into this massive rock as well. It's not massively desirable, but I think we can work around it. Or we even work with it. You know, we can bring it out a little bit, send it off that way, tear down some trees. You know, the good stuff. All the happy fun times we normally have. Ooh. Oh, it's you. Hello. You appear to have wedged your legs. Are you okay? You don't look like you're having a fun time. Can I come down and see if you're alright? You get? Oh, you managed to get yourself unstuck. Oh, brilliant. Are you having a nice day, sir? Hello? God, look at the sadness in your eyes. Ooh. And with the power of editing, we've now got 2 of these setups. So, 240 being produced over there. 240 here. Bring us up to 480. Then we need 1 more constructor for screws and rods. And then we've got 520, so a little bit of overproduction on this one. I'm just going to build that out here at the end. And what I might do would just be to split the output, put half of it on one belt, and then half of it can go on the other further down. So this will just produce 5 more than we need for this, but it's a sacrifice I'd be willing to make. It's always going to be a case of, this is a temporary setup, it won't be here forever. Something I've said hundreds, if not thousands of times with these sorts of... I'm probably massively exaggerating that. Why do I need a lift? I don't need a lift. I need a fucking splitter. We send you off that way. And then... because the thing from here is figuring out where these are going to go. What I could do... get rid of these belts. Bring the screws into the centre here. And we can just send them skywards. And I can bring a merger in here. And we could have like a Mark III lift that goes from here up to however high up we need. So we just bring you out like that. You want to go there, but we need to get you looking neat and tidy. Thank you. Just do you like that. And then stackable conveyors. That's too steep, but you'll go in there. Alright. We have you go over like that. Nice, neat, tidy, fantastic, love it. Moving on. So that's the screws dealt with. you can go. So, of the 16 we need for iron rods, we've laid out 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. We need to get another 7 for rods themselves, I believe. So, is that what we need? So we need 5 machines making rotors, meaning we need 100 a minute. Yep, 7. That's what we need. We need 6.6 recurring. So we'll take... Let's find a spot for them. Let me assess what I've laid out already. Because this is taking up an awful lot of space, as it is. Let's put the rest of the rods over this side. So all the iron products are all in the same spot. Just saves too much mess going on underneath when I start fine-tuning all the logistics. There we go. 7 rod constructors built. So that's rods completely 100% accounted for. Next up is... Well, that's for steel pipe. Might worry about the steel pipe later. We could do the 6-wire constructors. Although I kind of want to build them over this way, because that'll be above their smelters, and I've got stuff in the way over this way. I mean, I can always just disassemble these. I've got the beacons to indicate what I need where, so let's just clear those out and get rid of that tower. We can finish building this floor. Not like that. So wire is produced at 30 parts per minute. That's 180 wire. That means I can just run it all on a single belt. Oh, I like it when things are made easy for me. So, right, that's copper, that's iron. Wire, done, dealt with. So now we've got 5 machines for steel pipes, 5 for steel beams, and then 6 for concrete, and then all of the constructors have been placed. Nice. So we could do another thing like this for the concrete. It's going to be a different matter here because we need 45 limestone a minute. Oh no, that is 270. Yeah, I forgot I'd work those numbers out, and brain just did a fart. As it wants to do most of the time. Right, so 6 wire, 6 concrete, and then we need 2 sets of 5 constructors for the steel products. And that should be nice and easy. I'll probably just do them as... Okay, off you go. I'm just going to do those as like straight columns. Bring them down this side. Now these are going to be needing 60 ingots a minute. That's what, 300? Yeah, 300. So this side is not going to be getting fed with a single belt. We're going to have to fiddle around with the belts to be able to get that fully fed. This side should be fine. This is only going to need 150. But otherwise, it's looking pretty good. I am liking this whole new kind of fiddling around with layout stuff. I think it's lending itself quite nicely to making some interesting looking factories. You know, especially when we've got stuff that just feeds into another machine in order to get another component. I think it works really well when we've got things that can just work perfectly well with ratios like 2 to 3 or 1 to 1 or 2 to 1 or whatever. Ah, yeah. That is what I call satisfactory. Fuck. I mean, all cringe aside on that front, you know, I'm not wrong. It's incredibly satisfying. I can take these away now. They're done and dealt with. Get rid of these beacons. And then what we've got left is a floor of assemblers. So we're going to need 3 for the encased industrial beams, 5 for the rotors. That's a beacon for steel pipes, which we don't need. First things first, we've got to sort out a new floor. How high was I making the floors between constructor layers? I think it was probably this, wasn't it? And I am running out of concrete once again. What a shocker. Good job there's more in another box. Ooh! Ow! I thought I got to the top of the ladder and I hadn't. Oh. Why do I do this to myself? Oh, there we go. Yeah, that still hurts. Fucking glorious. I'm going to have to go looking for some Caterium, I think. I really need to make my Blade Runners. Why am I building that floor out so much? Anyway, I need to be building the one for the assemblers themselves, not the bloody belts. Yeah, I'm not even going to be able to get up onto that platform now. I have to build out over that way. Can do. Now, I'm purposely making this platform absolutely fucking massive. Because what I want to do is like build all the assemblers in the middle. And then when it comes down to like finishing up the building, we can kind of streamline things a little bit. You know, kind of rein in the platform that isn't currently being used and, you know, put a nice roof on it. I don't know. Maybe a balcony. Just decorate the place. Have it looking nice. So, assemblers. Let's just get a rough idea of where we're putting stuff. So we need 3 for the encased industrial beams. They can go over this side because of the need for concrete. And then I want 2 over this side for motors. Motors. Where I can get this thing in the right bloody spot that I want it. I'll have to go like that. Then, what was next? So, encased industrial beams, done. Motors, done. 5 for rotors. Rotors are rods and screws, so they should be over this side. And then it's stators, which need steel and wire, so they could be down this way. But okay, it's really fucking empty up on this floor, which is unsurprising, because we don't need much up here. I may play around with the layout of things, with where things are. I kind of like the rotor production being over that side. I might drag the stators down this way a little bit. But I think these two being here is fine as well, because I'll probably bring the belts out, merge them, and then send them off this way into storage containers, just so that we can have a nice big surplus. We can put industrial storage containers down, and we can just fill them. But yeah, now the fun part comes in with doing all the logistics, and I can't be bothered with that right now. But we've got the basic infrastructure in place. We know where the machinery is going, we know what materials we need to bring in, and we know how much. So that's got us off to a good start here, and I think hopefully by the end, maybe not by the end of the next episode, but definitely by the end of next week, we should have this little outpost is up and running, and we should be able to just crack on with some new milestones, get oil processing done, and then we can start looking at that. So flying ahead, doing fairly well, and I'm looking forward to seeing where we're going to push things. But for now, I'm going to wrap this episode up here and just say thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, check out the playlists on the channel for more Let's Plays and metal covers, and give this video a like or a comment just to leave your thoughts. And if you wish to join the ever-growing ranks of the Order of the Shield, subscribe on YouTube, chuck me a follow over on Twitch, or maybe even consider checking out my Patreon and becoming an officer within the ranks. But thank you again for watching this video. I'll catch you all very, very soon. This is Captain Meatshield, signing off. It's all just going wrong today. Oh shit, am I going to solitary? I'm going to solitary.